Hey friends, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So we get the opportunity of getting into the amazing sections this week, sections 23 through 26 of the Doctrine and Covenants. And we've got some great videos from our Bomb Bites video collection to help you enjoy these. You can use them in your teaching settings, in your family studies, however you want to use them. We hope you enjoy the episodes this week. And of course, if you haven't already, you got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed, friends, and enjoy the episode. Today, we're starting section 23 of the Doctrine and Covenants, so I want to introduce you to Five Guys. Now, as you're thinking about Five Guys, you're hungry. I get it. Five Guys, burgers and fries, totally get it. But this is Five Guys in section 23 of the Doctrine and Covenants. The section heading talks about, as the result of earnest desire on the part of five persons named to know their respective duties, the prophet inquired of the Lord and received a revelation for each person. Now, here's the Five Guys of section 23. You have Oliver Cowdery in the first two verses. You got Hiram Smith. Then you've got his little brother Samuel Smith. Then you got Dad, Joseph Smith Sr., and then you've got Joseph Knight Sr. This section's only 7 verses, but it's counsel to 5 different individuals. And there's a phrase that I see a lot in this section, and the phrase is, "Behold, I speak unto you." So you look at, for example, verses 1 and 2. Here's the Lord's counsel to Oliver Cowdery. He says, "Behold, I speak unto you, Oliver, a few words." Those 2 verses. "Behold, thou art blessed, and art under no condemnation. But beware of pride, lest thou shouldst enter into temptation," which is interesting because that's one of those things that Oliver had the propensity to do. In fact, we all do, all of us. Pride's the universal sin, right? And so the Lord knows Oliver well enough to be able to warn him of those things that he's struggling with. You go down to Hiram in verse 3. "I speak unto you, Hiram, few words. You art under no condemnation, and thy heart is opened, thy tongue loosed. Thy calling is to exhortation, to strengthen the church continually. Wherefore, thy duty is to the church forever." That's a long time. And Hiram has done well with that. "And this because of thy family." You know, Hiram's family has had some amazing things happen. When you look at Hiram's kid, you got Joseph F. Smith, and then you keep going through there. There's some great generations. I mean, you've got Hiram's family doing some amazing things. You go all the way down. You've got apostles and prophets coming through Hiram. And it's going to be your duty to the church forever. Anyway, you kind of get an idea of these sections. It's kind of fun to just read through these various things as the Lord is speaking unto these individuals specifically. Well, one of the things I want to bring up to you that I think will make this section be a little bit more meaningful is, if the Lord were to write a verse to you about you, what would he say right now? What would you like him to say to you? So I want you to think, "Behold, I speak unto you," Derek Crimmen, or whoever else is watching this right now. It'd be interesting to see what the Lord would say to you, and just with regards to how your life is going, with regards to maybe what you're doing, with regards to what you're not doing. It would be interesting to see that. Now, the question is, where can you find similar personal counsel? One of my favorite things to look to has always been a patriarchal blessing. And these verses actually become like a little mini 1 verse, 2 verses or so, patriarchal blessing. If you were to go to your patriarchal blessing, you would see counsel, you would see warning, you would see encouragement, which is in this section right here. Again, only 7 verses, but you see those things going on in this section. And so if you haven't read your patriarchal blessing in a while, just a gentle reminder, maybe dig it out and look at it. If you don't have a patriarchal blessing, maybe it's time to go get one, regardless of your age. I remember as a bishop, my very first patriarchal blessing recommend I ever gave was to a 73-year-old woman. She comes in to see me, and she had outlived 2 husbands, and she just came in to see me, and she just said, "I think it's time to get a patriarchal blessing." And I was just like, I wrote out the recommend. I said, "Here you go. Let me know how it goes." And it was interesting, wonderful experience. In fact, our oldest son, our 3rd child, our man child, as we call him, just went and got his interview for his patriarchal blessing, 16 years old. And so I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him to see what the Lord
really wants out of him. And all of those, the patriarchal blessing is such a wonderful thing. So I would recommend and encourage you to bring it out again if you haven't looked at it in a while. Also, we got General Conference coming up in a few weeks. There's a great little quote from Elder Holland that describes General Conference so well. He says, "If we teach by the Spirit and you listen by the Spirit, some one of us will touch on your circumstance, sending a personal prophetic epistle just for you." That has always been one of my favorite phrases. So you can find, if you don't have a patriarchal blessing or whatever, maybe you read a General Conference quote, you read a talk with maybe what the Lord wants you to do. And if you start off every talk that you read and say, "Behold, I say unto you, my servant, you," maybe there's some great things that you and I can learn from it. Anyway, I love this section 23. It's a short little section, but it's got some good principles too there.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for sharing these messages. We are so grateful that you do that. If you like what you see, please click the like button. And like I said, check out our socks, bombsocks.com. Godspeed, friends. We'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.